2007 to 2012 Uganda National HIV/AIDS Strategic Plan singles out PWDs as a vulnerable and at-risk population. Though globally recognized, people with disabilities still face great challenges that range from their access to and utilization of quality sexual and reproductive health services and information, accurate comprehensive sexuality education, promotion of their sexual rights, not forgetting their limited consideration in key decision-making.
As Reproductive Health Uganda, we are pleased to once again be in the limelight for hosting the annual youth camp. The annual youth camp is something we are doing for the second time in a row. This is an event that targets to bring together different young people from different walks of life, and in a very interactive and passionate way, we empower them with sexual reproductive health and rights information, applicable skills of how they can protect themselves from reproductive health challenges. We expose them to various life planning skills. In this year's event, we are specifically targeting young people with disabilities from different parts of the country, but specifically around Eastern Uganda. The rationale of us selecting on this group of young people for this time round is that these are a group that have been left out in the mainstream interventions for reproductive health much of the time. This group of people experiences vulnerabilities, actually sometimes much more than the normal population, because many of the times they are not heard, they don't have a voice, and yet the reproductive health challenges that they go through are normal to all growing young people. So we feel that this is an opportunity once again for us to actually reach out to them and create awareness of their existence. So we are happy that we are making this a worthwhile intervention, and we hope that the 2 days we shall spend with them will be life-changing, and that they'll get applicable skills that they can use, and that we also want to change the perception of the general community towards persons with disability, because they have disabilities but they also have special abilities.
Are you the person who, whenever you're having sex, you are feeling a lot of pain? It means there is a problem. So don't sit back and then you say, no, it's not supposed to be like that. Whether you're disabled or not, you are supposed to have a proper sexual reproductive system. Buli ebisala ebisinga awabeera omusajja akabonero ka musajja n'awabeera omukazi, omusajja wabeerawo penisi, omukazi wabeerawo ki vagina, kasita zibeera awamu bwe wati, mubamu kyetuyita unwanted pregnancies, mulimu endwadde zaki, mulimu HIV, mulimu kyetuyita reproductive cancers.
All this simply emanates from all the different social levels where PWDs have been characterized as sexually inactive amidst self-communication barriers, making most of them soft targets for sexual assault and rape, since they cannot ably defend themselves from their perpetrators, but is also terribly escalated by weak laws and failure to put across their grievances to concerned agencies due to their inability to communicate effectively.
Muzungu waliwo kye bayita sexual and reproductive health rights. Kiri ffenna lino eddembe tulina kumi na mmeka.
For most reproductive health services, be it government, be it private sector, disabled people have been left out most of the time. And there is this assumption that disabled people are sexual and they do not engage in sexual activities, and I think I want to say this is very incorrect.
Yes, they're human beings, they have feelings, they have fantasies, and just like me and you, they also want to have comfortable lives.
You find those children, persons with disability, especially when they are still young, they are those who are capable of acquiring, going to school, and they are very sharp. For us, we say disability is not inability. You may see the physical disability, but their brain is very good because some have passed here, they have gone up to the university, but we always don't have school fees.
All that definitely empowers the causality relationship between disability and HIV, because while disability increases vulnerability to HIV infection also fuels various kinds of vulnerability. It's upon this background that Reproductive Health Uganda and Leonard Seisha, together with other partners, IPPF, WPF, and the Hewlett Foundation, took on the effort to organize a camp that ran between 14th to 15th of December 2011 for a target audience of young persons with disabilities, YPWDs, between 15 to 30 years, with the theme Strengthening Spatial Abilities for Decent Adolescent, Sexual and Reproductive Health and Rights. The implementing partners mobilize youths with different impairments like the dumb, deaf and blind, poorly developed limbs, the epileptic and amputated from different districts that include Jinja, Mukono and Buyikwe. This two-day camp and the second ever organized such event took place at Nkokonjero Seisha Providence Home for the Disabled in Buyikwe district.
Providence Home is a home that was started in 1928 by Mother Kevin, the foundress of the Franciscan Missionaries for Africa and the Little Sisters of St. Francis. At the moment, this home provides services to both residents and non-residents. To the residents, we have different categories. We have the elderly who are poor or sick and they have no relatives. We also take care of persons with disabilities, children and young adults. We also have the orphans. While they are here, we foster inclusive education. There are some children from here, they go in mainstream schools to achieve their education. We also have those ones who cannot go to the mainstream schools, but they are here. We have occupational therapy department where they train them in activities of daily living.
With a team of well-prepared tutors and resourceful persons, the camp kicked off on the 14th of December 2011 with a good number of 80 YPWDs in attendance. To start with, they were taken through a series of topics that included HIV/AIDS care, support and prevention, sexuality, body changes, personal hygiene, YPWD challenges, family planning and contraception, and their rights as YPWDs, but also as humans. Vivid and clear explanations were realized through participatory approaches, demonstrations, testimonies, analogies, charts, case studies, projections, risk assessments, disability power walks, bridge models, and Johari's window of self-awareness, plus the wheel of knowledge, among others. The Wiyuko District Disability Training Officer, Providence Home Sign Language Interpreters, Braille specialists made up the resource person group that made it a point that every YPWD was well catered for. Co-curricular activities made part of the camp's program, and participants were excited to take part.